Hello my dear students, today we are going to have a conversation class, so I would like you to be ready with your students' books and open them to page 10. Hold your pens in your hands. Let's get started. In today's class, we're going to have a conversation. But before we have the conversation, we need to have the aims of our class today: to listen and practice a conversation, and to listen to understand a passage. Alright. Vocabulary that we are going to learn in this class. The word cool means great. Hold on means stop for a moment. Out of touch means don't have a realistic idea. Reality check, an assessment of how realistic something is. An arm and a leg, that is a large amount of money. Megabucks is a large amount of money too. Grand means thousand. From your books so that you can answer the questions underneath. So are you ready? Read the conversation first from your books and think of the questions 1, 2, 3 underneath the conversation. Alright. First question. What kind of apartment is Hamid looking for? Why does Jason tell Hamid that he needs a reality check? What decision does Hamid make at the end of the conversation? Any idea? That's good. Some students start to give me answers. Right. That's okay. So he wants a large modern apartment off campus with an extra bedroom, parking, and a washer and dryer. Why does Jason tell Hamid that he needs a reality check?
Page 10.
He will not be able to afford an apartment like that.
Where are you going to live when you start college in the fall?
I don't want to live on campus. There's too much noise when you're trying to study, and there aren't enough places to go when you want to socialize. So I'm going to get an apartment off campus.
Cool. What kind of apartment do you have in mind?
Well, I'm hoping to find a large, modern place with an extra bedroom for visitors. It has to have parking, and of course, it has to have a washer and dryer.
Hold on. Do you have enough money for an apartment like that?
Why? Do you think it would be very expensive?
You are clearly out of touch with rental prices. You need a reality check. An apartment like that will cost an arm and a leg.
Like how much?
We're talking megabucks. Maybe $2,000 a month.
$2,000? I had no idea. I thought it would be a lot less than that.
Only if you want to live in a tiny apartment way outside of the city.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be in such a rush to move out. I could live at home with my parents just for the first year.
I could live at home with my parents just for the first year.
So here again, for question 3, what decision does Hamid make at the end of the conversation? He decides to keep living at home for another year because he found out that the rental prices are so high. In this exercise, in the listening exercise, we're going to listen to a real estate agent talk about important factors to consider when looking for an apartment to rent. Again, I would like you to tick the factors mentioned. We've got here neighborhood, number of windows, number of closets, number of lights, number of neighbors, the size of the rooms, the size of the building, and so on. Listen carefully and tick the items
11.
that he names.
5. Listening. Listen to the real estate agent talk
Page
about
11.
important factors
5.
to consider
Listening.
when looking for an apartment to
Listen
rent.
to the real estate agent
Tick the
talk about
factors
important
mentioned.
factors to consider.
Finding the
Looking
right
for an
apartment to rent can have a big impact on your
the
life.
factors mentioned.
Still, finding the right rental doesn't
Finding
have to
the
be
right
an
apartment to
overwhelming
rent can
project
have a
if you
big
know what to look
impact on your
for.
life.
Here are some of the most
Still,
important
finding the
factors to
right
keep in
rental
mind.
doesn't have to be an
The
overwhelming
location
project
of the
if you know
apartment
what to
is
look for.
extremely important.
Here are some of the most
You might
important
find a
factors to
beautiful
keep in
big
mind.
apartment, but if you don't
The
like the
location of the
neighborhood, you're
apartment is
probably not
extremely
going to be
important.
happy in your
You
home.
might find a beautiful
Ask
big
yourself,
apartment,
do I
but if
like
you
the
don't
feel
like
of
the
this
neighborhood,
neighborhood?
you're probably
Is it
not going to be
convenient for
happy in
shopping
your
and
home.
transportation?
Ask
Is it
yourself,
safe
do
enough?
I like the feel of this neighborhood?
Is having a lot of
Is it
light
convenient
important
for
to you?
shopping and
Then be sure to
transportation?
check the
Is it
number
safe
and size
enough?
of windows in the apartment
Is
and
having a
whether
lot
they
of
are
light
facing south.
important to you?
If an
Then be
apartment
sure to
doesn't
check
have
the
enough
number
light,
and
you
size
may
of
find it to
windows
be a
in the apartment
depressing
and
place to
whether
live.
they are facing south.
Check the
If an
size of the
apartment doesn't
rooms
have
to
enough
make
light,
sure your
you may
furniture
find
will
it to
fit.
be a depressing
After
place
all,
to live.
the last thing you want to discover
Check
on
the size
moving
of the
day
rooms
is that
to
your
make sure
queen-sized
your
bed
furniture will
won't fit into the
After
bedroom.
all, the last
Also
thing you
check
want to
that there is
discover
enough
on moving
closet
day
space
is
to
that your
fit all of your
queen-sized
clothes.
bed won't fit into
Do you
the
have a
bedroom.
pet? If
Also
so,
check
find
that there
out
is
whether
enough
pets
closet
are allowed
space
in the
to fit
building.
all of your clothes.
If you don't like
Do
or
you have
are
a pet?
allergic to pets,
If so,
you might want to
find out
look for an
whether pets are
apartment
allowed
in a
in the
building
building.
that does not
If you
allow
don't
them.
like or are
Do you have a
allergic to
car?
pets, you
If
might
so,
want to
you
look
should
for an
check to
apartment
see if a
in a
parking
building that
spot
does
is
not allow
included
them.
in the rent.
Do you have
You
a
should
car?
also check the
If so,
convenience
you
and
should
safety
check
of
to
the
see if a
parking.
parking spot is
And
included
lastly,
in the rent.
be sure to
You
read
should also
every
check
word
the
of the rental
convenience and
contract.
safety of the
If
parking.
there is anything you don't
And
understand,
lastly,
get
be sure to
clarification
read
before
every
you sign
word
the
of the rental
contract.
contract. If
The
there is
apartment you
anything
choose
don't
will be the
understand,
place you wake
get
up in and go
clarification
home to
before
each
you
day.
sign the contract.
So it's worth taking the time
The
to
apartment
carefully
you choose
consider
will be
these
the place
factors.
you wake up
If
in
you
and
do,
go home
you
to
are
each
bound
day.
to find a
So it's
rental
worth
that is
taking the
just
time to
right for
carefully
you.
consider these factors. If you do, you are bound to find a rental that is just right for you.
Very nice. So, did you follow the listening? Which items did he check? Or did he say about? Which items did he mention? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 10 are the items discussed in this listening. The broker told us about these items from 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 10. That's okay. Well done, my students. Now let's move to another activity, which is complete the conversation with the words and phrases from the box. I would like you to have a look at this conversation and try to complete the spaces with the words in the box. Did you see that the Johnson's house is for sale? Cool. I've always loved that house. I know, but don't get too excited. Okay, why? They are asking for it. Really? How much? Over $500 for that old house? We can't afford that. I know they need a. That's true. They must be if they think that anybody will pay that much. So, right you are. Okay. Very well done, my students. So, these are the answers for this conversation. Hopefully you got some new words today. You enjoyed listening to a broker telling you what things to consider when renting a flat, and some new expressions like grand, like an arm and a leg, out of touch, and so on. Thank you. I would like you to refer again to this vocabulary and expressions and learn them for the long run. Thank you. And this brings us to the end of our class today. Thank you so much.